Now, explain the difference between Pulse and PulseX.
Sure. So Pulsechain Pulse is a fork of Ethereum, which is a consensus network that you can run things on, like Hex, or like PulseX. PulseX is a fork of Uniswap, which is a peer-to-peer exchange.
Okay.
So, for instance, when Pulsechain gets forked into existence, and it already works on testnet, you can already test everything. It's been working for months. All those pairs already come over, but they're not tied to dollars at exchanges yet. And so the majority of people will be off-ramping from this network to real dollars and exchanges by bridging back to Ethereum until direct listings occur. And then once direct listings for the coins on this chain exist, then you don't have to go back to Ethereum. So you'd pay your money to bridge in, and then you could do all the swapping you want on PulseX or Uniswap or SushiSwap or whatever other front end that you find for the different contracts. And then when you're done swapping around, doing whatever you want to cash out, you bridge back to Ethereum and you cash out until those direct listings appear. So the difference between PulseX and Uniswap is, Uniswap has maybe 2/3 of the total liquidity. SushiSwap and Bancor and Balancer, they have the rest of the liquidity. And that creates price differences that arbitrage bots come and make money giving the users worse deals and then keeping the profit from themselves. I mean, in some cases, the users get a better deal, but overall, enriching arbitrage bots de-enriches the users. So if you can concentrate all the liquidity, so before PulseX and Pulsechain launch, an automated market maker price bot comes in and fixes all the prices and centralizes all the liquidity into PulseX by emptying Uniswap and SushiSwap and all these other ones of their liquidity and putting it into a single place, and then charge lower fees. So Uniswap charges 0.3%. On PulseX, it's 0.29. And then there's also a platform fee of 0.07, which is about 20% of the fee. And then it goes into an address you can't have expectations of, but I'll tell you what its original intention was to be. If it could have been programmed to do it automatically, it was to buy and burn the token back. So it would harvest all these fees, sell them on market for the PulseX token, and then burn the PulseX token. But you can't automate it for a bunch of technical reasons I can't explain to you. So now, because of securities laws, you can't have any expectation of profit from the work of others. So you're just going to have to watch what that address does, and whatever it does, maybe it keeps doing it. Who knows, right? So it's unfortunate. Yeah. I wish I could give you more specific language, but I'm barred from doing so.
Well, I was actually going to go back a little bit to people who maybe aren't as familiar with the whole blockchain crypto space, but they're interested in it.
You buy it and the number goes up and you get rich. So Hex is the store of value that lets you earn yield while you just sit and hold your own keys, no counterparty risk. You mint your own rewards, just like a Bitcoin miner would. And so we've got value storage with Hex. We've got the consensus network with Pulsechain. We've got the trading with PulseX. We nearly have a fully integrated vertical system. We're just missing fiat on-ramps and wallet. And wallet, it's fine. Like, it works fine. They're not shoving bad advertisements down my users' throats. I don't think they're shoving ads down my users' throats at all, which is why I'm happy to send people to them currently. Yeah. So minus wallet and fiat on-ramp, we're fully, totally vertically integrated.
I guess, Richard, explain how will the Pulsechain be different than what's already out there?
Sure. So Ethereum is great. It's the first place to have online exchange where you go peer-to-peer without middlemen, removing your privacy, charging you fees, making you beg for your money, as exchanges often do. And then the problem is that when you have something that's new and innovative and awesome, but has a limit to how many people can use it, it fills up. And then they try and play games and do game theory to try and get people to just bid less for the space. But the space is still limited and the demand is very high. And because of that, the fees are very high. And the only way to lower those fees is to build extra capacity. That's it. So Ethereum is full. And the fees are on average $30 to send an ERC20, $90 to do a Uniswap swap, hundreds of dollars to mint NFTs. And that's a very high penalty to pay. It's higher than what you pay to use the normal legacy banking system. So if it costs you $30 to $50 to send a bank wire, but it costs you $70 to do an Ethereum transaction, it's not okay. It's not acceptable. Someone has to build that new capacity. And so I did. So what I did is I forked Ethereum, made the blocks quicker, so we have at least 4 times higher throughput, but it's really going to be more than that because you make the gas limits higher too. But it starts off at least 4 times quicker with 3-second blocks instead of 13-second blocks. You give everyone the world's largest free airdrop. You give them copies of all their coins. If you have a coin on Ethereum, you're going to have a copy of it on the Pulsechain. You incentivize people to bridge in their Ethereum coins and allow them to trade on the Pulsechain by rewarding them with fees, like as a percentage of the trade volume. To reward them to back the value of the free PRC20s only they got. You know, when you get all these free PRC20s, only your keys can access them. There's no dilution. So there's nobody else getting these copies but you. So your keys that work on the Ethereum chain will also work on the Pulsechain. You don't need to sign up. Nobody needs to know your name. You don't need to do anything except click one button on a website that says change network. And then when it pops up in a MetaMask, say, yes, I want to change my network. And then it switches networks from Ethereum to Pulsechain, and then you can have all your coins there. Now you probably have to click, you know, add coin for each one of your coins. But I mean, it's amazing. So it's the world's largest free airdrop. And as you know, my last coin went up in price 10,000 fold in 1.5 years. And that was before staking. It went up maybe double that if you'd staked your coins, depending on how long you staked for. And so people understand the things that I build have amazing game theory.